It took me a long time to put this out, and a lot came against me to stop this. Spirit says there is a silence that screams beneath every standing ovation. And this reading, this prophecy is for those who heard it. Whoever this is for, you weren't crazy, okay? You weren't imagining the shift. You were picking up on the sacrifice, the buried voices, the beauty that was siphoned, the altar behind the album. Whoever I'm speaking to, you saw her smile, and something in your soul flinched. You may have heard this person sing, but something in her voice felt borrowed. You watched her rise, but then felt the tremble of another woman falling. What I'm giving you is not a gossip scroll. Those who know me know I don't do Hollywood shit, okay? I might speak on certain rituals and things, but I don't get into that. But Spirit put it in my heart to send you this message. This is a recovery operation, okay? Tap the fuck in. And this recovery operation is for every single silenced assistant, every vanished dancer, for every newbie or hexed upstart that just shined a little too bright near this woman. See, this is for the ones whose stories were buried under NDAs, under depression, under the spell work of fame that fed on them like a beast. You are bearing witness with me because, like me, you were anointed to expose and to destroy what is fed in darkness or through darkness. Tap the fuck in. And I low-key, high-key feel a little bit sad because I know that some people in my collective and other people that might listen to my message may have admired her, okay? Spirit says her throne was built on their graves, but now the graves are speaking. What I was shown was more than entertainment. It was more than talent. This is high-level sorcery with a stage crew. This is a body that's turned into a vessel, a voice that's turned into a vacuum, an empire built on siphoning light from every woman, maybe even men, around her. This is not just a performer, y'all, okay? This is an apex level vampire, energetic vampire. And she's wrapped in this beautiful skin of a role model, of a mother, of a talented performer. She's throwing signs and symbols with her fingers that's never bled for the gods. She's channeling ancestral spirits that don't even recognize her energy signature. Let's talk about it. She's perverting Orisha. She's mimicking Black Madonna. She's co-opting Yemaya, okay? And not to honor, okay? Not to honor them, but to consume. 333 on my timer, to veil herself in divine smoke while feeding on innocence. This is a performer that cloaks herself in Yoruba, Igbo, Congo, Creole. Names that she paid for, not bled for. It's like she borrows the face of the goddess, but never honored the graves that the goddess emerges from. I need you to know that this is not her paying homage, okay? This is energy theft on a spiritual level. Some people say that she's empowered, but what you're seeing is witchcraft wrapped in worship, engineered for mass approval, like a throne with a hollow seat, because she was never the true source. Now, here's the part that most people are afraid to say. She is not operating alone. Spirit says she is one head of a seven-headed beast. Take it how it resonates. A Hollywood blood cult, well-funded, elite sanctioned, and possibly blackmail bound. She does what she does, yes, but she's definitely bound to something older, something that lives beneath the seats of the stadium, okay? a dragon made of contracts, okay, handlers, and initiations. So she might be the face, but behind her is a network that feeds. And it protects her because she's like their golden goose. Well, until she outlives her use. But the truth is there's videos, binders, bodies. But the beast, they pay well to keep that shit buried. Spirit says there is a dragon behind that stage curtain. Its scales are lined with luxury endorsements, tour insurance, and silent settlements. And it doesn't care who she hurts as long as the ticket sales are on the rise. And underneath this dragon, there is a shrine of bodies, backup dancers, stylists, okay, makeup artists, drummers, and sisters that never made it out alive. The ones that weren't famous enough to be missed. I never said this part out loud, but Spirit says it's time. And I know that some of you in my collective have similar experiences or damn near identical experiences. A few years ago, I had a dream. A well-known female celebrity, one idolized by millions, appeared in my dream. Now, just for a little bit of background, I don't dream musicians, actors. I don't dream like that, like celebrities and shit like that. So she came in my dream and she was in front of me and she leaned forward to try to kiss me. Ugh. Not in a sensual way either, okay? Not in admiration either. It felt like a ritual. It felt like a pact. And even in my dream, I knew deep in my soul that if I let that kiss land on me, even in the dream, something was going to be permanent. Something was going to be transferred or something was going to be sealed. Something unholy. I woke up immediately. I felt nauseous. I was shaken up. It just felt so off. And that day I grieved, okay? Not because I was scared, but because I recognized the pattern of what just happened. See, chosen one, when you are offered something in the dream state, it's not just a dream. It is a spiritual invitation. It is a mark, or to be marked, okay? To be owned, to be silenced. And you know me, mother of mysteries, never that, baby. But that's when I really knew that these people, these celebrities, these megastars are not who they say they are or appear to be. Some are really astral predators, okay, that are cloaked in glamour. Some are the face, the cover girl, if you will, for ancient orders, ancient cults, using dream access to try to siphon sacred power, especially from the chosen. And I just want to preface this by saying, I'm not saying this to cause fear. I'm saying it so that you know you are not alone. So if you've ever experienced this, definitely put it down in the comments and know that those are pact attempts. And your refusal to say yes was your divine shield. And for those who accidentally accepted one of these pacts in the dream state, know and believe that you can break this. You can revoke this. You can return what was never yours, okay? Tap the fuck in. All you gotta do is speak it out loud, call in your ancestors, burn the thread, and take your soul back. Ashe, Spirit, may this truth set many free. Now let's get a little deeper, okay? This person's ex-drummer sued her in court for extreme witchcraft.
Quits mid-tour and files a restraining order. Her accusations: witchcraft, dark magic, mind control, financial sabotage, harassment, tapping her phone, sending people to intimidate her, and messing with her spiritually.
Saw the devil. I grew thickened skin on my feet. I bathed in bleach and plugged my menses with pages from the holy book, but still inside me, coiled deep, was the need to know.
Her makeup artist whispered of possession. Her security guards hinted at rituals in the green rooms.
Will do anything to destroy anyone who speaks out against them. I know your deepest secrets. I know so much about you and what you've done. I know so much on how you got where you are, how you stepped on many people. That's how hateful you guys are, how you step on anybody to stay on the top. So remember, your relationship was a business relationship, financial, to get to the top, to become billionaires. There's no love there. See, what's done in the dark will definitely come in the light. Keep your threats up.
But it's like we didn't listen because the spell was too strong on the majority of us. And I'm speaking not of my collective, but us as the public. And I feel like it's because we don't want to believe that a star, like a superstar, could feed on an innocent soul. The women that once stood beside her disappeared, were discredited, were socially erased, spiritually targeted and erased. Like even during award shows, those who won instead of her would literally tremble on stage, almost apologizing for winning in her presence, saying shit like, oh, well, you know, she deserved it more. Like they've been prepping for like a handler starter pack or some shit. But Spirit says that wasn't humility, okay? That was enchantment. That was fear. Spirit says this is the type of person who will step over a dead body to shine. And then she'll call it divine feminine. Like, bitch, what? And I urge you, whoever's listening to me, if you still feel some type of loyalty to her throne or to her, I really want you to ask yourself, would she protect you if you saw too much? Because real talk, like, do you know how many women disappeared behind that stage? And not just women, right? Just some people, right? Even lost their jobs, and not only their jobs, but they've lost their fertility, okay? They've lost their sanity. Some of them have even lost their children. And it's like the worst part is they were forced to like thank her on their way out and shit. Made to smile in her presence when their light was being dimmed, while they were actively being drained. If you ever felt your soul repulse or shift when she spoke about empowerment, it's because the power was never hers to give. She was siphoning yours and packaging it back to you. If you haven't been living under a rock for the last, 5 years, I know you've seen it. You've seen the cracks showing in the illusions. You've seen lies unraveling on public stages, public platforms. You've seen the glitching, okay? You've seen the lifelessness in some of these performances. You've seen faint flickers of regret on the faces of these celebrities, namely her. It's almost like her and people like her know that their empires were built on blood that just won't wash off. Fans are waking up. Some in groups, droves, others slowly, okay? Spirit is showing me a red snake for some reason right now. I'm seeing broken glass. Take it how it resonates. And I need you to know that these aren't random metaphors or symbols that I'm giving you. These are confirmations. If you've noticed that her songs no longer move you, it's not nostalgia, okay? It's that necromancy wearing off. The possession is wearing off. She calls herself mother, but what kind of mother buries their own daughter to shine? So what's going to happen? Spirit says that there is a document sealed long, long, long ago. I'm seeing a contract. I'm seeing a court file. I'm seeing a silenced confession. And Spirit says it will surface. Someone that was once bound by an NDA, non-disclosure agreement, is about to break. I'm sensing that it was like a former insider, someone that was gagged. I'm seeing that it's a feminine, a woman that just knew too much. And finally, she has nothing left to lose. Spirit says when this woman speaks, the internet and the world is going to tremble. And her throne, that throne, is going to shake. Because what was hidden in the dark was never hers to keep in the dark. And the dead, they have names. And now they want retribution. Spirit says the gag is lifting, okay? Spirit says the serpent is eating itself. Spirit says a sealed deposition, okay, that was sealed more than a decade ago is going to surface. Mark my words. And this deposition holds the story of a woman that the world forgot, is what I'm hearing, until she speaks and her truth makes the headlines. There will be leaked footage, but Spirit says it's not going to be overtly sexual or salacious. It's just going to be straight up damning. Spirit also says a major brand is going to part ways with this artist, if you can call her that. Spirit says a global tour that was scheduled is going to be canceled for health reasons. But Spirit says for those who have eyes will know, okay, that the empire is unraveling. Spirit also says that the perfect family illusion will crumble. And I'm getting the sense that this person's sister or a person close to her is going to start naming names, as she should. And when this confession comes from this person, it's not going to be framed as revenge or retribution. It's going to be framed as, I'm afraid, and this is for my survival. Spirit says, she who built her empire on the backs of others will now be trampled by the truth that she buried. This is not public shame, chosen one. This is spiritual foreclosure. And the dead, okay, those ones that are gagged, erased, hexed, they will rise in the dreams of millions until her name tastes like ash in every person's mouth. And like I said before, guys, I'm not a celebrity psychic or a celebrity reader. Shout out to the high vibrational celebrity readers, though. I'm not throwing shade. This is spiritual intelligence. And I was sent here to foretell the downfall of this person. Many of us are marked as too aware, too protected, too chosen, too called. And we are gathering to dismantle the beast with truth, with witnessing, with liberation. This might be your confirmation, chosen one, but this is really her reckoning. Her throne was built on graves, but Spirit is raising the dead. And I'll end with this. Whoever I'm talking to, you are beautiful, and you are always too bright to be devoured. You weren't just spared, babe. You were chosen to remember. Spirit says we are entering the season of reversals. And this person that siphoned will now feel the silence. Not from applause, babe, but from abandonment. And every throne built on injustice, on innocence, on bodies, will return to dust. Now, if you know who this is about, you are an elite seer. And I declare and decree, let the real spotlight return to its rightful heir.